If you are over 60 and your legs feel heavier than before, your feet are often cold, or you walk more slowly and less steadily, this is not just because of age. Many people believe that weak legs and cold feet happen because older adults move less. So they accept it and live with this condition every day. But the truth is, the problem runs deeper. As we get older, the blood vessels in the legs gradually lose their elasticity. The body produces less nitric oxide, the signal that helps blood vessels relax and allows blood to flow smoothly. When this signal declines, blood moves more slowly. Less oxygen reaches the legs, and feelings of heaviness, coldness, and weakness begin to appear. The good news is this: your body can still improve. Some simple, natural drinks can support circulation by working with your body, not forcing it. And we will begin with the most gentle option, one that is often overlooked. Why can drinks improve leg circulation after 60? After the age of 60, circulation problems are not about how much you eat, but about whether your blood vessels still know how to relax. For blood to flow well down to the legs, blood vessels need a biological signal called nitric oxide. This signal allows the vessel walls to relax, helps blood travel downward more easily, and delivers oxygen to the small muscles in the calves and feet. Over time, the body produces less nitric oxide. So even if you eat normally, blood circulation can still be poor. The key point is this: certain natural compounds found in plants can reactivate this pathway without the need for medication. And liquids have a major advantage. They are absorbed quickly, enter the bloodstream directly, and do not require heavy digestion like solid foods. That is why some simple drinks can have a noticeable effect on leg circulation. Drink number 8. Warm lemon water. Gently activating blood vessels in the morning. It may sound too simple, but warm lemon water is a very gentle way to activate the circulatory system. Warm water helps blood vessels relax temporarily. The vitamin C in lemon supports nitric oxide production and protects the vessel walls from becoming stiff. When used in the morning, many people notice their feet warm up earlier in the day, especially after breakfast. The benefit of this drink does not come from a single use, but from repeating it consistently every day. It works like a reminder, helping blood vessels return to their natural relaxed state. But if you need a more noticeable warming sensation and a stronger effect on the small blood vessels in the feet, then the next drink is known for its ability to warm the body from the inside. Drink number 7. Ginger tea. Activating microcirculation in the feet. Ginger has long been considered a warming root. But when it comes to leg circulation, ginger's true value lies in the microcirculation. Ginger contains an active compound called gingerol. This compound gently thins the blood and improves flow in very small blood vessels deep within the feet and toes. When these microvessels open, blood begins reaching areas that were previously most deprived of oxygen. Many people feel this change as a gradual warmth spreading down the legs. Not sudden, but slow and noticeable. Ginger tea has another advantage. It doesn't just warm the body, it also reduces stagnation caused by long periods of sitting or low activity. Preparation is simple. Fresh ginger is sliced or finely chopped, then steeped in hot water for a few minutes. Drink slowly, allowing the body time to respond. For adults over 60, ginger tea often works best when consumed in the late morning or early afternoon, when the legs begin to feel heavy. However, if ginger mainly helps by warming and opening microvessels, the next drink acts more directly on the biological signal that controls blood vessels from the inside. Drink number 6. Beetroot juice. Activating vessel dilation signals from within. Among drinks that support circulation, beetroot juice holds a very special place. Not because it warms the body, but because it acts directly on the vessel dilation signal. Beetroot is rich in natural nitrates. Once inside the body, these nitrates are converted into nitric oxide, the signal that allows blood vessels to widen. When this signal is activated, the vessel walls relax more noticeably, blood flows down to the legs more easily, and oxygen delivery to the muscles increases. Many people over 60 do not notice the change as warmth, but as lighter movement and less leg fatigue after a few hours or after several days of consistent use. The key point when using beetroot juice is preparation. Beetroot should be juiced raw or lightly blended. High heat can reduce the effectiveness of nitrates. If the taste is too strong, you can dilute it with water or add a small amount of apple or carrot to make it easier to drink. But for this vessel dilation signal to last longer in the bloodstream, the body needs an extra layer of protection for the vessel walls. And this is where the next drink plays its role. Drink number 5, pomegranate juice, protecting vessel walls and stabilizing blood flow. If beetroot helps create the vessel dilation signal, pomegranate helps that signal last longer. Pomegranate juice is rich in polyphenols, antioxidant compounds that protect the inner lining of blood vessels. When the vessel walls are less damaged, nitric oxide breaks down more slowly, allowing blood to flow more evenly and steadily. For adults over 60, the effects of pomegranate juice usually do not appear immediately. They show up gradually: less leg heaviness by the end of the day, reduced fatigue, and faster recovery after walking. Another advantage of pomegranate juice is its support for microcirculation, the tiny blood vessels that nourish muscles and nerves in the calves. When microvessels flow smoothly, sensations of numbness and cold decrease noticeably. When using pomegranate juice, choose pure juice with no added sugar. Only a moderate amount each day is needed to maintain its benefits. However, protecting the vessel walls alone is not enough. For blood vessels to remain flexible throughout the day, the body needs another factor that helps the vessel walls adapt at different times. And the next drink plays this role very clearly. Drink number 4, green tea, keeping blood vessels flexible throughout the day. Green tea is often known for its antioxidant properties, but when it comes to leg circulation, its greatest value lies in blood vessel flexibility. Green tea contains natural compounds that help vessel walls respond better to dilation signals. In other words, blood vessels don't just open, they maintain their flexibility as the body changes position throughout the day. For adults over 60, this is especially important, because the feeling of heavy legs often appears in the late afternoon when blood vessels begin to stiffen after many hours of sitting or standing. 1 to 2 cups of green tea per day, especially after lunch, help keep blood flow more stable and reduce leg heaviness in the evening. Green tea does not create a strong warming sensation, but its strength lies in consistency. Blood vessels work more smoothly without constant strain. However, when circulation is affected by silent inflammation inside the vessel walls, maintaining flexibility alone is not enough. At this point, the body needs a drink that helps calm and restore blood vessels, especially during nighttime rest. Drink number 3, tart cherry juice, reducing vessel inflammation and supporting nighttime circulation. Not all circulation problems happen during the day. In many people over 60, leg cramps, numbness, or heaviness often appear at night. The cause is usually related to silent inflammation within the vessel walls and blood pressure fluctuations during sleep. Tart cherry juice contains anthocyanins, natural pigments that help calm inflammation inside blood vessels. When inflammation decreases, blood vessels constrict less, and nighttime blood flow becomes more stable. Another benefit of tart cherry juice is its support for deeper sleep. With better sleep, nighttime blood pressure stabilizes, giving blood vessels time to repair. This indirectly helps leg circulation improve by the next morning. For older adults, tart cherry juice is often best used in the evening before bedtime. After some time, many people notice fewer leg cramps and less discomfort in the legs at night. But while tart cherry juice mainly helps calm and restore, the next drink acts more directly on leg strength and physical endurance. Drink number 2, pure cocoa, increasing blood flow during movement. When people hear cocoa, many immediately think of sweet chocolate, but for leg circulation, the value lies in pure, unsweetened cocoa. Cocoa contains flavonols, natural compounds that stimulate blood vessels to produce nitric oxide directly within the vessel walls. This helps blood vessels widen at the exact time muscles need more oxygen. For adults over 60, the effects of cocoa are often most noticeable during walking or light movement. Legs feel less fatigued, steps become more stable, and the sense of running out of energy decreases. Cocoa does not create sudden warmth. Instead, it supports blood flow based on the demands of movement. That is why it is often suitable when consumed in the afternoon or before a short period of walking. When using cocoa, choose pure cocoa powder. Mix it with warm water or low-fat milk and avoid pre-mixed products with added sugar, as sugar can cause blood vessels to constrict. However, there is still one option that combines multiple mechanisms at once, activating vessel dilation, protecting vessel walls, and delivering even more noticeable results. That option is the #1 drink on this list. Drink number 1, beetroot and pomegranate combination, optimizing vessel dilation and vessel wall protection. If you had to choose one drink with the most comprehensive effect on leg circulation after 60, it would be the combination of beetroot and pomegranate. Beetroot provides natural nitrates, which help the body produce nitric oxide to open blood vessels. At the same time, pomegranate supplies polyphenols that help nitric oxide remain active longer by protecting the inner lining of blood vessels. When these two factors work together, one activates vessel dilation, the other stabilizes and maintains blood flow. The result becomes more noticeable than using either one alone. Many people over 60 notice their legs warm up faster, movement feels lighter, and fatigue is reduced after standing or walking. The preparation is quite simple. A small amount of raw beetroot, lightly blended, combined with a little pure pomegranate juice, then diluted with water. You don't need much. Consistency matters most. This drink is often best used in the late morning or early afternoon, when the body needs a clear boost to circulation. But knowing which drink is effective is only half of the story. What matters more is how you use them each day, so circulation is maintained steadily, not just improved for a short time. How to use drinks to maintain steady circulation every day. Knowing which drink is beneficial is one thing. Using it at the right time is what truly makes the difference. Circulation does not improve from a single drink. It needs to be activated and maintained consistently throughout the day. In the morning, lighter options such as warm lemon water help blood vessels wake up after a night of rest. Midday, choices like ginger or beetroot support better blood flow to the legs as you begin moving more. In the afternoon, green tea or cocoa help blood vessels maintain flexibility, preventing heavy legs later in the day. In the evening, calming drinks such as tart cherry support nighttime circulation and help blood vessels recover during sleep. You don't need to use all of them in one day. Simply choose 2 to 3 suitable options, rotate them, and stay consistent. The most important factor is not quantity, but consistency. But to understand why consistent use matters so much, we need to take a closer look at one key factor behind this entire process. Nitric oxide. Why does it need to be rebuilt every day after 60? Nitric oxide is not a vitamin that can be stored. It is a short-lived biological signal. The body produces it, uses it, and then it fades quickly. When we are younger, the body produces nitric oxide consistently. But after 60, this ability declines noticeably. As a result, blood vessels stiffen more easily, and blood flow to the legs slows down. The key point is this: nitric oxide must be reactivated every day. If there are gaps, blood vessels return to their previous state. That is why small but consistent changes produce clearer results than strong but short-term solutions. When nitric oxide levels rise, you can feel the difference clearly. The skin on the legs looks healthier, the feet feel warmer, and walking feels lighter. No high doses are needed. No complicated routines are required. The body simply needs the right reminder every day. However, widening large blood vessels alone is not enough. For coldness, numbness, and leg heaviness to truly disappear, we need to pay attention to a smaller but extremely important system located deep within the calves and feet. Microcirculation. Why are feet cold even when large arteries are clear? Many people believe that as long as the large blood vessels are open, circulation should be fine. But when it comes to coldness, numbness, and leg heaviness, microcirculation is the deciding factor. Microcirculation is the network of very small blood vessels located deep in the calves, feet, and toes. This is where oxygen and nutrients are exchanged directly with cells. When the microcirculatory system works poorly, blood may still flow through large arteries, but it does not reach the areas that need it most. The result is cold feet, easy numbness, and very slow recovery after walking. After the age of 60, microvessels are easily affected by chronic low-grade inflammation, blood sugar fluctuations, and oxidative stress within the vessel walls. These factors cause small vessels to constrict and respond more slowly to dilation signals. This is why certain drinks rich in polyphenols and flavonoids play an important role. They do not just help blood flow faster, but also keep microvessels open long enough for cells to truly receive oxygen. When microcirculation improves, you will notice very specific signs. Feet stay warm longer, less numbness when sitting for extended periods, and a clearer sense of ground contact when walking. But even when blood vessels are opening better, blood flow can still be restricted by one very simple factor that many people over 60 tend to overlook every day: water and blood thickness. The silent factor that hinders leg circulation. Even when blood vessels are opening well, blood flow can still move slowly if the blood becomes too thick. With mild dehydration, blood becomes more viscous. Red blood cells have difficulty gliding through microvessels, especially in the feet and toes. After the age of 60, many people drink less water because they worry about nighttime urination. But this very habit weakens circulation day by day. The key point is this: drinks that support circulation do not only provide active compounds, they also supply hydration in the right way. When cells are well hydrated, blood becomes thinner and flow becomes smoother. You don't need to drink a large amount at once. Simply divide it up and drink steadily throughout the day. Even small changes can noticeably reduce leg fatigue and coldness. But there is another factor that can cause blood vessels to constrict very quickly, even if you are drinking the right amount. That factor is biological stress, which most often occurs toward the end of the day. Stress and cortisol. Why does circulation often worsen toward the end of the day? Toward the end of the day, many people over 60 feel their legs become heavier and colder, even if they felt fairly comfortable in the morning. One important reason is cortisol, the body's stress hormone. When cortisol rises, blood vessels tend to constrict, blood flow to the legs decreases, especially in the small microvessels. Biological stress does not come only from worry. It also comes from accumulated fatigue, long periods of sitting, lack of sleep, and even drinking coffee late in the day. That is why evening time is not for stimulation, but for calming the blood vessels. Relaxing drinks help cortisol gradually decline, allowing blood vessels to remain open longer during the night. When blood vessels are relaxed before sleep, the body has time to repair itself. The next morning, the legs are often warmer, and the feeling of heaviness is reduced. However, using drinks at the right time is still not enough. For blood flow to be truly activated, the body needs one more factor, small but decisive, that many people overlook immediately after drinking. Light movement after drinking. How to activate blood flow immediately. Drinking the right thing is not enough. The body needs a second signal for blood flow to truly activate. That signal is light movement. When you move your muscles, even very gently, the body increases the release of nitric oxide. Blood vessels open more quickly, and blood is pushed down to the legs more effectively. You don't need to exercise. Just 1 to 2 minutes after drinking, rotate your ankles, rise onto your toes, or walk slowly around the room. These movements act like a switch. They tell the blood vessels, now is the time to send blood to the legs. Many people over 60 notice their legs warm up more clearly when they combine drinking with light movement, compared to drinking and then sitting still. Timing is what matters most. It doesn't need to be long. Just do it immediately after drinking. And when blood flow is activated consistently in this way, the body begins to send back very clear signs of change. That is when you need to know whether you are progressing in the right direction. Signs that circulation is improving. What is your body telling you? When circulation begins to improve, the body sends signals very early. The first sign is usually temperature. The feet feel warmer and stay warm longer without needing thick socks like before. Next is reduced leg heaviness. By the end of the day, the legs no longer feel heavy or tire quickly after standing or walking. Another change is sensory feedback. When walking, the feet feel the ground more clearly, with less numbness and less tingling. Many people also notice that standing up becomes easier after sitting for a long time. This is a sign that blood and oxygen are reaching the small muscles and nerves in the legs. You don't need measuring devices. Just observe each day. Are your feet warmer? Does walking feel lighter? And is recovery faster? These changes usually come gradually, but if you pay attention, they are very clear. When the body starts responding this way, the next important step is to avoid subtle habits that can pull circulation back to its previous state, even if you are doing many things right. Things to avoid. Subtle habits that quietly set circulation back. When circulation is starting to improve, a few familiar habits can cause blood vessels to constrict very quickly. The first is refined sugar. Soft drinks, bottled juices, or pre-mixed beverages high in sugar increase inflammation within the vessel walls. As inflammation rises, nitric oxide declines, and blood flow slows immediately. The second is alcohol in the evening. At first, alcohol may create a warming sensation, but later it disrupts vessel control, making nighttime circulation less stable. The third is drinking coffee too late. Caffeine stimulates the nervous system, raises cortisol levels, and causes blood vessels to constrict at the very time the body needs to relax. And finally, sitting still for too long. Even if you drink the right beverages, remaining motionless for hours still leads to blood pooling in the legs. Avoiding these factors helps ensure that the efforts you are making are not quietly canceled out. When these obstacles are removed, circulation has a clearer chance to improve over time. And this is when we step back and look at the whole picture to understand why small daily changes can create big differences after just a few weeks. Good circulation is not luck. It is the result of the right habits. After the age of 60, leg circulation does not decline suddenly. It weakens little by little over time and through daily habits. When blood vessels lack dilation signals, blood flow slows. When microvessels are affected by prolonged low-grade inflammation, oxygen does not reach the feet. And when the body is dehydrated or under stress, blood flow becomes even more likely to stagnate. The drinks you've just heard about are not miracles. They work because they support the body's correct biological mechanisms, activating nitric oxide, protecting vessel walls, and nourishing microcirculation. What matters is not drinking more. It's drinking the right way, consistently, at the right time, combined with light movement, adequate sleep, and avoiding factors that cause blood vessels to constrict. When you do this correctly, the body responds. Feet feel warmer, movement feels lighter, and the sense of control over your body returns day by day. Age may slow things down, but it does not mean the body must stop improving. Sometimes, just a small change in what's in your cup each day is enough to help blood remember how to flow naturally again. If this video brought you something useful, please tap like to support the channel. And if you'd like to continue receiving simple tips to help your body stay healthier after 60, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and may you walk lightly and steadily every day.